Hey, welcome to Ken's Cardboard. Hope you're having a great day and a nice long weekend, a Memorial weekend here out in Colorado, all over our nation, and just celebrating all the heroes that we've had in our lives in this country. So continue to do that if you have a celebration or see somebody who who served in the military in our services. So do that. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about my Ohtani cards that I got graded from PSA, and then I sold them and kind of give you an idea of like how much I paid for them, the cost of grading, and what the results were, and kind of the whole process that I went through. So, and a lot of these cards, you've probably seen before, but I'm going to share them again. So without further ado, I'm going to flip it around and kind of show you how the outcome came from the cards that I graded and sold. So last year, I was seeing, the prices of Ohtani cards going higher and higher. And I went through my collection and my boxes that I had, and my binder, I have like 19 pages of different Ohtani cards that I had in there. And then I started to go through what I had in my my 5-row boxes or 2-row shoe boxes of Ohtani cards. And so I thought, well, these cards are going up higher and higher. And at the time when I was looking for some funds to purchase some a specific vintage card. So here are a couple cards in the background here that I not selling. These I both pulled out of the 2018 jumbo box, the same box. Had these graded, a few years ago, back in I think 2023 or 2 or somewhere around there. I just wanted to keep those and see what I would get out of that. But this card recently, I checked it. I checked an 8, and they were going for about anywhere 1,500. And 9s are going like, I don't know, over 2,000 or something. So I don't know what an 8.5 is or not. A lot of them have to look up the pop, but not going to tell that card anytime soon. And then this card, 1983 Topps, is one of my favorite Topps designs. So when I pulled this out of the silver pack, it was, at the time it wasn't, oh, great. I was like, oh yeah, cool, I got a Shohei Ohtani card. But I wasn't like overwhelmed or anything. But that came back a 10. So anyways, back in August, I sent a submission of cards. I sent 19 cards to my buddy Saul over at BD Kane 71. Shout out to Saul. Here's a little sticker that he gave me. Thank you, Saul. He submitted them through his club membership that he had with PSA. I submitted 19 cards. They came back in 2025. At that time, I believe the bulk submission rate was about $21.99, I think, for getting cards graded. And then I actually submitted like 22 cards, but 3 of them weren't Ohtani cards. And then I also, when you have to get the card shipped back to you and pay insurance and all that stuff, I forget, it came to a total for the 19 cards of $434. Here's, 6 of the cards that I got from that submission. And the result of that submission, you can go back and look at the video. I had 1 PSA 8, 10 PSA 9s, and 8 PSA 10s. So, it was pretty decent, submission. First I was kind of like, but, cards are condition sensitive. So I got, as you can see here, I got a couple of the Bowmans, 3 Bowmans actually, and a freshman flash insert, and a mega box insert, and one of his rookie cards, the 700 Topps 2018 700 pitching. I used 3 different methods of selling the cards. The first one, all of the 9s, I sent them all to DC Sports 87. They're an eBay consigner. I set up an account with them, and it worked really well. You just ship them the cards. You don't even have to put the name. You don't even have to list the cards in any type of way in the package. You just ship it to them, and then they put them up on eBay for you. And my return from those 9 cards was a little over $700. So I was pretty pleased with that. I wasn't sure exactly what I was going to get, but those I sold back in I think late January or so, when I got back from my trip to Costa Rica. So I sold those, and then what's cool about the DC Sports 87 is they do all the shipping for you, and their fees are less than eBay fees. So I don't know how it works, how they make any money, but maybe they have special deals with eBay. But I think they charge me like just an 11% fee or something like that for that. So that is my price, $701 without the fee, so less the fee. And then I sold some of the 10s on my slabs, so they charge about the same, about 11% fee as well. And I've had pretty good success selling cards in there. So some of the cards are those 3 cards I sold down below there, the Shohei Ohtani Gallery, the Legends of the Making, insert red, and then the Finest. I sold all those on my slabs, along with one of the rookie debut cards. And then the last ones, and I sold those. I think I sold most of those someone sold in December, some sold in January, some in February. And then the last ones, I had 4 cards left, and I sold those at the Denver Card Show back in March. And here's kind of the results of what it is. The most expensive card that I sold was at the card show was that Shohei Ohtani Bowman Mega Box card. It's not my favorite image of a card. I got it a long time ago, back in like 2020. Just don't really care for the image of it, so I held on to it because it was a 10. But I finally sold it, and that card I sold for $900. So I estimated the cost of like purchasing all the cards like at $119 that I paid for those cards back in like 2020 when I bought most of them, or I actually had people actually send some to me, I think. And then the cost of grading cards I mentioned before was $434. And then when I sold the cards, the total profit that I got from selling them was $4,070, and with the total profit of $3,517 after all of the cost of grading and the purchase of the card. So in my video before, I asked, was it worth it to get these cards graded? Well, I think so. I have plenty of Ohtani cards in my collection. I still have, like I said, 19 pages in my binders. There's some pretty good cards in there. And there's a couple examples here of what I did. So there's one card that I didn't sell. It's one of my favorite Ohtani cards, and it's this 2020 Stadium Club Chrome Refractor. Got this from Mike O Sports Cards when he was having one of his card sales, and a lot of Ohtani cards that I picked up from him. And I think I paid $15 for this card. I've seen 10s go like $3,000 recently for this. I think a 9 or a little over 1,000 or maybe 1,500. I haven't even looked at the price of this, but this card I'm not selling, so I kept that out of that whole lot. So so all that funds there plus that. So as I mentioned in the beginning, I was looking at purchasing cards. So about half of the funds I got before I went to the West Coast Card Show out in California, and I had some bonus money that I got from work. But there was one card that I was looking in particular, and some of you may know, I've shown it before, I'm showing it again here, is this 1949 Bowman Jackie Robinson. So about half of those funds that maybe not quite half, but yeah, about half of them went towards the funding of this card plus the bonus that I had. So that was what I did with my card funds. These vintage cards are just going up like crazy. Like, dealers just sell them to other dealers, flipping them, they'll make a couple $100 profit on a card or 500. They don't care, but it just keeps making the cards go up higher. Same with Ohtani cards. Kind of dealers are flipping them. So if you saw, like, Pepino Man sold his gold wave refractor rookie card number to 50 of Ohtani for on the collector investor auctions for $23,000. It was back up on eBay the next day before the person even got the card for $40,000. So that's kind of how it is. So in order to get cards like this, I got to sell other cards because I just don't have, my budget doesn't allow for me just to, like, go out and buy a card like this for that. So that's the story of my Ohtani cards that I graded and sold. So that's I'm pretty happy with the results, and I have some cash stored for another vintage card here from the rest of the sales. So, and I got another submission coming in that's 17 more cards. Most of them aren't rookie cards, though. They're like second-year cards. So, but there you have it. Thanks for watching. Life is short. Live it well. Peace.